Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to Tiger MILF Podcast. The problem with smart girls like you though, and smart girls like me, it's like we just because we understand what's happening to us doesn't mean it's not happening to us. Do you know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's like where I get in trouble a lot is like I intellectualize everything. Where it's like, well, no, um um I understand what my problems are, therefore um I have an advantage over the problems. It's like, no, the problems are there. Just because you understand they're there or know they're there doesn't fucking change it, right? And so like I get why you probably didn't feel like you had a problem for a very long time. But what I wanted to ask you is like what did your first therapy session feel like?
Oh my God. I feel naked. It's like the first time you try meditation. What the fuck is this? Why would I waste my time on this?
Yeah.
What? Why is she judgmental? Was my doctor like what? This is not gonna do anything. Like
Yeah.
I'm not having more money in my bank. This is not a job. I'm not spending time with my children.
Yeah.
I, I was trying not to be judgmental the whole time. I'm trying to tell myself, hey, this is science.
Yeah.
You believe in science, don't you? Yes, I do. So just don't try to be weird about it. Just even though you don't believe it, just listen. Just she's asking all of the basic questions. It was so slow because I'm always in this trauma, panic, flight mode.
Yeah. the
My
fight or
life, my
flight.
whole life.
Yeah.
Like when something is not productive,
Yeah.
I have anxiety,
Yeah.
and it's really hard sometimes for me to trust the process.
Yeah.
And the first one was like that. I just trying to convince myself this is science. You believe in science. You're not wasting your time. That's what you need. And then slowly it got to a point that I'm like, wow.
What point did you realize, oh, okay, I think I want to tell this person how I'm feeling. I think I want to share. Cuz like you hold on to it and your stuff and you turn it into comedy a lot. But like I think what happens with comics is because you do have an outlet for your trauma in the form of comedy. Like are you able to talk to this person and say, "Hey, like I'm just fucking sad and I'm not trying to make it funny. Like I feel shitty and I feel like crying." Like what point did that happen for you?
I think I just really have a hard time to talk about my mom because I just don't think I can solve it, and I just feel like there's nothing I can do about it. And my mom was just really toxic one time because the thing about her is that something can trigger her, and once she's triggered, she would basically tell me I'm a bad person. I should die.
Oh shit.
Like you should die. You're a bad person. You were born selfish. That's just in you. You are just a bad person. You are a selfish person. You are inhumane. You don't have a soul. My mom, when she got triggered, she would go into a cycle.
Like red zone.
Yeah, red zone. She just gonna start talking about like you should die,
Yeah.
or I should die. Maybe I should die because you drove me crazy. I should die, and you are a selfish person. Over something, I would. It's like we were in a restaurant. She asked for a booth, and the waiter's like, "We don't have a booth." And do you want to wait or do you want to sit on that table? I asked her, "Can we sit on that table and switch to a booth when it's available?" She goes, "No, you can't do this." My mom is taking the kids to the table. I said, "Mom, come back, come back. We can't sit there because we can't switch." She's like, "Why do you speak to me so loud? Like, are you trying to insult me? Are you insulting me? You fucking bitch."
Mhm.
And she would take the children, she would leave
Oh
the
lord.
restaurant when I'm talking loud just because it's noisy.
Yeah.
And I won't tell her to don't sit there because she thinks she sit there and she can switch to a different table. But they said once you sit, you can't switch. So I won't tell her, just come back, let's wait. Because she told me if you wait for 3 seconds, we can wipe that down and move there because it's like 2 different directions. I don't want her drag the children to walk across the restaurant.
Yeah.
And she heard me speak loud and she just started calling me a bitch and in front of everybody.
That right there, that little moment where she felt like completely triggered, like all of that stems from like shame, right? Like even my mom, like something similar happened to her where she was in like a grocery store with my stepdad, and then she bought this like French bread that she wanted, and then outwardly a little too loud, my stepdad's like, "Why are you buying that? Like, are you gonna pay for that?" And he didn't even mean it in a bad way. He just I don't know how he meant it. Like, but it wasn't that bad. But
Mhm.
she was so shameful in that moment, and she like raged out on him. But I think it's that same feeling where you're like, oh, you're trying to like publicly like humiliate me.
Mhm.
You know, I find that a lot happens even with my mom, where it's like all of the stuff that I think she has done wrong as a parent towards me all comes from that same like shame.
Mhm.
Like I think she was shamed a lot as a child.
Yeah.
She felt like she was bullied as a kid. She felt very ugly.
Mhm.
She felt very poor.
Mhm.
She never thought she was worthy of anything.
Mhm.
So, you know, when I look at my mom now and she gets like triggered in that way, I just see like a young kid really hurting
Mhm.
and who hasn't had the access to therapy like we have,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, she like that's just a young girl who
Mhm.
is not getting what she needs. And I feel sad about it.
It's really sad, and I now with therapy, I can just say as a mom, I'm sorry you feel bad. I speak to you. I made you angry. I did not mean it. She said, yeah, you meant it. You mean because you are a bad person. You want to hurt me. That's what you do your whole life. You are a bad person. You should be very ashamed of the kind of person you are. I said, Mom, I'm a great person. You think I'm a bad person. It's your decision. You can say that, but I don't think so. I don't believe so.
And how does
I
she
think
how
I'm
does
a great
she
person.
react to that?
She goes, are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
I said, I'm not crazy. I'm a good person. And she would shut down. She won't talk to me. She won't make eye contact. She'll start crying and to shut down because
Mhm.
I want to be like, you're a bad person. Fuck you. Because when I was younger, I wouldn't say fuck you. I'd be like, you know what? You are a bad person. My mom would not say this to their daughter, you know? What kind of mother would say that to their daughter, you know?
Mhm.
I'll say that to her to fight with her. Now I can, like, at a level, I understand what you're talking about. She's a little girl who's hurting, but at the same time, I want to make sure I don't get hurt. Because if
Right.
I get hurt, I snap, I start saying stupid shit. I just, I talk to myself in a way that I talk to her like I'm not a bad person. I am not ashamed of who I am.
Right.
I would never be ashamed of who I am. I do the best I can for the children. I survived the divorce. I'm doing the best I can. Today is like the day off. You know, I've been working for 3 nights. I just want us to have a good time. I just really want to enjoy today. She goes, "Oh, you think I'm not working? You think I'm lazy? I've been doing this for the children." I'm like, "Mom, I did not say you are lazy."
Right.
She goes, "Yes, that's what you're saying. You are saying I'm lazy. You know, fuck you." I just feel like that's time for me to basically like, if you speak to me like this, I can't talk to you right now. I
Right.
just because there's nothing I can do.
There's nothing you can do.
And I
There's
took
nothing you can do when they're like just fully in that
the red
state.
zone. Yeah.